In today's episode of Mommy and Me Solo Edition, we're going to talk about generation and growth. Not generational growth, generation and growth. Um, what we keep, what we change, and how we keep becoming. Okay, so we're going to start off with a series of questions um, in this topic. Um, the first question is, what was my biggest misconception about being grown when I was younger? The biggest misconception was that I was going to be able to do whatever I want, and I wouldn't have to listen to anybody. And yeah, it was going to be peaches and creams and just lollipops, and it's going to be great. And I don't have to worry about nothing. I wouldn't have to worry about nothing. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! It's bullshit. Adulthood is the worst. It's the most ghettohood ever. Still can't do shit. I wish I had was taught or learned about how to make money. Um, about compound interest, saving money, um, multiple streams of income, investing. Uh, didn't learn that young. Um, so yeah, one of the things that I believed when I was younger, when I'm grown, I'm gonna be able to do whatever I want. Poppycock. Okay, so what's something that I had to unlearn from my upbringing in order to grow emotionally and spiritually? A few things. A few things. I had to learn that um, just because someone in authority, spiritually, in authority, just because they said it, didn't mean it was so. Um, talking about spiritual leaders uh, and the like. Just because they said it didn't mean it was so. I had to learn that the hard way. I also had to learn that you know just because someone said, I had to learn to go and look for things on my own, or go on my own understanding, or do my own research, because people will lie to you in your face and stab you in the back at the same time. They will smile and stab you at the same time, and want you to say thank you while they're doing it. The other thing I had to unlearn was that the way that I was disciplined is not necessarily the best way to discipline. Matter of fact, I don't even think I had to unlearn that. I knew that growing up, that the way that I was disciplined was bullshit. It was actually abuse. And I'm not even going to say my opinion, just facts. Abuse, end of sentence. And I knew that that's not how I wanted to discipline. Um, Unfortunately, we tend to lean on what we know, and I don't think I disciplined the way my parents, quote unquote, parents, guardians, disciplined, but it took a minute for me to realize, okay, physically hitting my children was not something that I wanted to do. I did do it, but after a while I was like, yeah, that's not working for me. Not working at all. Uh, so I wish I had learned, I wish I had learned that sooner. But yeah, the way that my parents disciplined, or the way that I was disciplined, was not something that I was going to repeat. I don't know if I did better, but I did not do what they did. When did you realize growth and learning. I'm going to add that. When did you realize that growth and learning does not stop at a certain age? Because when I was younger, going to school, had to get up and go to school every day. I was like, oh, when I'm grown, I'm never going to school. I'm never going to have to read another textbook. I'm never going to have to take another test. I'm not doing none of that. It's bullshit. No. Matter of fact, I have a class that I did the class last week. I have another class coming up next week. Yeah. Learning and growing. I have a thing that I always say. If you're living and you're not learning, you're doing it wrong. Yeah. So learning is lifelong. Learning and growing is lifelong. Hopefully. It should be lifelong. I know many people, many people. And you know who you are. That are just living. I ain't learning a thing. Not learning nothing. I mean, and they're actively trying to learn nothing. But, c'est la vie. Do what you do. Yeah. But yeah, I believe that living and learning is lifelong. And it wasn't until I was grown that I realized that. Okay, so here's another question. What do I wish I knew about aging when I was younger? When I was 20, I just knew that I was going to have smooth skin forever. And just my hair was going to be just luscious and beautiful forever. And I would have no problems. Right? Bull crap. Listen, let me tell you. These lines and this hair, and let me tell you, the way that my scale has been yo-yoing, it's absolutely ridiculous. When I was younger, and I was like 170 pounds, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so fat. I can't believe it. Yeah. I will. Listen, give me back 75 pounds. I will be a very, very happy woman. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Not that I think I won't get back there, I will. But that's a whole conversation for another day. Look at this. Look. This is crazy. Anyway, yeah, so that's one of the things I wish I knew about aging, that, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, old is the goal, because you want to be here for as long as you can. I want to be here, and I want to have a high quality of life for as long as possible. So I'm trying to take care of myself. That's another thing. Vegetables are important. Put some Brussels sprouts in your life. Some Brussels sprouts, some green beans, something. Green juice, something. Get some wheat grass. Drink something. Eat something. But I'm ranting. Yeah. But I wish I knew then that what I did then shows up now. What you do in your 20s, what you do in your 30s, it shows up it shows up. And it shows up hard. On your knees, on your joint, on your back, on your neck, everywhere. It just, they say what you do in the dark comes to the light. What you do in your 20s and 30s shows up in your 40s and your 50s. And it shows up hard. You get up, you can't get up. It's a whole thing. Yeah. So I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that when I was younger, that, taking care of my body was gonna have an impact on my older age. Okay, so what's the generational pattern that I'm most proud of to have broken? One thing that I'm most proud of as a mom, that my kids can talk to me, and that my kids feel comfortable talking to me. But when I was growing up, it was a child should be seen and not heard. Is no. I want to hear. I want to hear you. I want to hear what's going on with you. I want to, because I can't advocate for you if I don't know what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense, right? Is it just me? It makes sense. I can't advocate for you if I don't know what's going on with you. So if you're keeping secrets, that you're afraid to talk to me, you're afraid to tell me that you did X, Y, and Z, how can I help? How can I advocate for you? I gotta be well informed in order to say, okay, this is how we're going to approach it. This is how we're going to fix it. This is how we're going to address it. This is how we're going to move forward in order to not have these consequences going forward. Yeah, so that's what I'm most proud of. Now, I've had friends who hear my kids talk to me. They're like, "Ooh, how you gonna let your child talk to you like that? Hold up, scroll up, mind your neck." My kids are talking to me, not at me. And if they're expressing themselves, I curse when I talk. My kids curse when they talk. It doesn't make sense to me for them to not be able to express themselves when they're talking to me. So if they're talking to me and they're like, let me tell you this shit. Let me tell you this shit this bitch said today. Like, girl, what did she say? Where did we go? What we got to do? You good? You need backup. What's up? What's going on? But if she can't talk to me, I just want to be able. I want my kids to be able to talk to me. Period. Now they don't curse at me, and they don't call me by my first name. Those are hard lines for me. They don't curse at me because. But when we talk, if we both curse, that's the language we speak, and that's that. Okay, so here's another question. How do I keep evolving when life feels stuck or slow? Let me tell you, sometimes life moves so fast that I don't even know if I have time to feel stuck or slow. And by that I mean, you get up, you go to work, and you get up, you get dressed, make your breakfast, go to work, get on the train, go to work. You work the day, come home, you're so tired, you go to bed. Now that sounds like stuck. Don't look at my edges. That sounds like stuck, but I write. I write at lunch. I write when I'm in the bed. I have my journal. I put my thoughts down. And at the end of the week, I go over it. Like, okay, where am I at? What am I doing? What do I need to change? What's not working? Am I late every day? Is that the problem? Am I making enough money? Is that the problem? Am I losing the weight that I want to lose? Is that the problem? And if so, what are the changes that I need to make? What changes can I make so that I can move from here to here? And sometimes it works, and sometimes sometimes I move from here to here, and sometimes I move from here to here. Movement is movement. Baby steps, whatever. And as you make changes, you see what works, what doesn't work, and what doesn't work, you toss, and what does work, you build on. And so feel stuck or slow. Listen, slow. The tortoise won that race, right? The race between the tortoise and the hare. The tortoise won that race. The hare is much faster. So I'm not really concerned with things moving slow. I'm just more concerned with not moving at all, not learning, not growing, not evolving, not recognizing when things need to change. That change management is important. A lot of people don't seem to embrace that change management, and then that's where they get. Then they're stuck. You know, I meet a lot of people every day, and you see that change management, um, not something that they incorporate in their daily lives, and something that I try to embrace. Okay, here's a good question. What does success mean to me now? When I was younger, success meant, a lot of money, having the baddest bag, the flies do, get my hair done for $500, contacts was three, four, $500. Who cares? I was making no money, but I was spending all my money to look good for who, to present the idea and the illusion that I had money. Now, success means peace. Success means having that quiet time. Success means that I don't have to worry about my bills, that I can pay my bills, that I can put some money to the side. Success means that I can teach my children. I can pass something on to my children. I want to put my daughter in a position where she can pick, choose, and refuse. Daphne taught me that phrase. Be able to pick, choose, and refuse. But if you don't set yourself up that way, if no one helps you to set yourself up that way, then you are stuck at the mercy of accepting what someone tosses out to you. Oh, take this little job. I'm gonna pay you X amount of dollars, and you're gonna be happy about it. I don't want that for her. I don't want that for either of my children. I want them to be able to say, no, thank you. I'm not gonna take that job because I don't have to. Because I'm doing this, and I've set myself, and I've been set up in a way that I can take care of myself without having to take the chump change or do something that I don't want to do, or not. I don't want them to work because they have to. I want them to work in something they love to do, and be happy doing it, and not do it because that's all there is. Yeah. So success for me has changed. That idea of success has changed. To be able to have the newest car and the newest bag and the newest shoes and the baddest this and the baddest that and the baddest the other. Snore. Boring. Next. Now, peace. If I can get comfortable with a good book and a nice glass of cocoa, and chill with it, listen. That's a beautiful thing right there. If I can set up my bills, my bank account is set up so that when my bills come due, it's just boop, 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 and I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. That's nice. Have I reached that part? No. But listen, I'm a work in progress. Such is life. Yeah, but yeah, that's success. That is success. To me. Let me clarify and qualify that statement. Okay, so here's the last question. What's one thing that I hope that my daughter and my son can take from my journey? It is my prayer, my hope, my dream, my obsession that they learn from my mistakes. That they learn that not to make a permanent a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. Um, to think before acting, um, and to not depend on anyone else. Don't give anyone control over you, because there's not that much love in the world for you to have to give up control of your finances, control of your movement, control of who you are as a person. You give up that control to someone else. If someone tells you that if you love, and if someone even starts the conversation with, if you love me, you will, that person does not love you. The person wants to control you. I want them to understand that. And not just my daughter, I want my son to understand it too. You know, because I want, it's not just about women. It's about women, and it's about both my children. I want them to understand that, listen, if someone has to control you, they don't love you. And if they don't respect you, if they say they love you but they don't respect you, that's not love. Love without respect is poppycock, is control and manipulation. That's what that is. Because they want you to do and say and be what they want, and they don't want you to be you. Yeah. So that's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on that. What I want to know from you is, what's one thing you had to unlearn from your generation? Yeah. Tell me in the comments. Give me your feedback. And if you can, take a moment and hit that subscribe button. I just appreciate it, and it helps to motivate me to stay on task and to remain consistent, because I do enjoy doing these, and I want to continue to do that. All right, I'm gonna get back to doing this because I have to go to work tomorrow. Good night.